Yo, welcome back, Full Heel Podcast. I'm your host, Rafael Chaires. Thanks again for joining me on this episode 132 of the Full Heel Podcast. Joining me today is my buddy Ryan, all decked out in his cheesehead attire. I find that kind of disrespectful, but I don't care about football anymore, so it's all right, I guess.
Go Pack, go.
I hope they lose, though. I still hate them. They still suck. Wisconsin sucks. Great choice, Ryan. Great choice.
Yeah. You don't like cheese and beer and sausage? Come on.
I don't like Wisconsin.
Come on.
They didn't invent either of them.
But they just perfected it.
Oh, you mean they stole them? Okay.
No, it's like everything's stolen.
Spicy Italian sausage? I don't know.
Yeah. Where do you think it comes from? Italy? Come on, get out of here.
I don't know. You're up north. Chicago or Illinois has a beef with Wisconsin.
Illinois has a beef with everybody.
Well, that's because they hate us, because we got Chicago. Not our fault. Second city. Hate. Hate all you want. Not our fault.
First city's New York, then?
Yeah. Which, New York copied our fucking grid system, so you're welcome, New York, you fucking pieces of shit.
Chicago still got the best pizza, though.
See, what's your debate? Is it a pizza? Is it a casserole? Is it fucking...
It's a pizza, man. It's got a crust to it.
It's a pizza pie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's all different types, right? You got your thin crust, your deep dish. There's all different kinds of pizzas. It's not casseroles. Like, it's a mixture of things that you bake in in an actual dish, like a big dish, and you portion it up in a small bowl. The pizza, you can put the whole thing down in front of someone. That's what separates it.
Mm-hmm. I love it. With all the ingredients and shit like that. I try not to get it a lot because it's super heavy, and it really puts me out after 2 fucking slices. So I try not to get it a lot, but I love it, and I hate when they complain about it, like, because I like both, and they're like, oh, that's because New York pizza's better. I'm like, no, it's like you guys just want to complain because it's bigger and meatier and beefier. It's just, but it's still pizza. They're like, oh, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
It's all different, right? Like I said, you have your thin crust, you have your regular crust, you have, you can have a cold pizza like they have a Philadelphia, like a tomato. It's basically just tomato sauce with some seasoning on a crust, baked, cooled down, and served that way. There's no rules to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you go to, I'm sure if you go to Mexico, it's a lot like going to a place like Italy or France where different regions have different styles of cooking, right? That's all it is.
Mexican pizza sucks. They try to put fucking pineapple on there, and I think we can all agree pineapple does not belong on pizza.
It does.
Nah.
There's no rules to food. Anything goes. And you can actually thank Canada because we invented the Hawaiian.
You guys would do that shit.
Yeah, because
with your loony ass money.
Yeah, we're wacky up here.
Wacky as hell, man.
We're just up here. No one's paying attention to us, so we just kind of get away with doing whatever we want.
Maybe I just haven't had the right spot with it, but I haven't had the good.
I find that if you get a nice fresh pineapple, a nice spicy, like a spiced ham, like a real tomato sauce, like the stuff you get from like any of those like chains and that, it's all just generic. There's no love to it. If you have like a real one, that's where it's at. That's the difference maker.
Speaking of that, I made some badass chicken parm yesterday.
Yeah, that looked good.
With some Italian sausage as well.
Parno would be impressed with you.
Yeah, I had to make the marinara from scratch. The only thing I bought was the canned tomatoes. Everything else was me. Yeah, no, but I cooked for everybody yesterday. It was pretty cool, and they all loved it.
It looked really, really good.
Yeah, thanks. But I think we should get to what we are here for today, even though it's going to be a short one. We're here for the first ever episode of Raw. Me and Ryan are going to do a watch along. I enjoyed doing that last time. For the Royal Rumble, we're probably going to get back to that, but this was a fan request. So I decided to do it. If more people reach out, maybe me and Ryan will fulfill more and more fan requests or do more and more polls. I should actually look up who sent it to give him a shout out for the episode, but I didn't realize this was the first episode of Raw till I went to go do a little bit. I'm like, let me do a little bit of research and see What I could see before, what took place before this, what was leading up to this first episode of Raw, and it was pretty much Survivor Series. So I watched some Survivor Series matches.
Right.
Because there was nothing before this. There was no.
Yeah, there wasn't. They didn't have the In Your House. They just had like the main 4 pay-per-views at this point in time, and
They
yeah,
had they had a main event right at the time as well.
yeah, they had their little the kind of things where they'd go to like all over the America, and they just record different segments and just piece together like a weekend show or a Tuesday night show, or they do like a one-off special here or there. But that was about it, really.
Yeah.
Not like what you have now.
Yeah. So this is the first time that they started doing week to week stuff. Sorry, on the big network. So this was a big deal. They got a network deal. So shout outs to Nick Opalowski. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm not the best pronouncer of last names, but yeah, he reached out. He asked if we took requests, and I said sure, shoot. And he said he loves the '93 era of wrestling, so he requested episode 1 of Raw. And that was it. And here we are. So I'm putting a curse on the Packers today, so deal with that, Ryan.
It just means I get Sundays free for the rest of the year.
Well, how good of a chance do they have? The Pats are out, right?
Yeah, the Patriots are out. I mean, Tennessee last night took out another big
Took
one.
out the Ravens?
The Ravens, yeah, that was a big one. Yeah, I think going into San Francisco is going to be hard for either Seattle or Green Bay or whoever wins out today. But
Wait. Who's left? Green Bay?
Green Bay, Seattle. They'll take on the winner of that takes on San Francisco, and then the winner of Houston and Kansas City takes on Tennessee next week.
Okay, so there's not even a lot of teams left.
No, yeah, next week's the conference championships.
Good for you guys. Good for you. Next week, Conor McGregor's fighting, so it's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting fight. I don't like.
I'm more excited for the hang with my buddies than the actual fight itself, but whatever. You want to start her up, Ryan, or
Sure.
should we get started? You don't necessarily have to start her up yourself. It's just what the fuck's up with my controller? Lost connection to the Xbox. Hold up, let me establish the connection.
Yeah.
My controller is on, but it's not. I just had to press play, but it's not taking command. So I was watching a bunch of Kitchen Nightmares.
Nice.
How real do you think that is? Early on, maybe pretty.
If you're watching the English ones, I'm gonna say they're probably real, because there was a lot more just like the kitchen was failing. It didn't seem like there were some kitchens that were filthy and stuff like that, but it was more like the product, if I remember them right. The American one, I would say, is like 90% staged.
Okay.
I would say, like, it just seemed way like I would watch some of those high low lights of him and of Ramsey in the kitchen, and he walks into the walk-in and it's just head to like ceiling to ground just covered in mold. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that this is even possible.
You got to build up. It was probably season 5 or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, so if you guys haven't by now, go ahead and get on the network or find the episode of Raw, January 11th, 1993. You guys could probably find it on YouTube. No, maybe not. The network probably stopped it.
Daily Motion has it.
Okay,
so you can check it there.
Go ahead and check out Daily Motion if you guys can. Like I said, January 11th, 1993. This is going to be watch along. It's about 45 minutes. I'm going to do the countdown to 3, and then I'll say go, and then hit play on go. So, 1, 2, 3, go. All right. So they got what building is that, Ryan? Do you know what building they're shooting? Is that New York?
It's definitely New York, because they're in the Manhattan Center.
Empire State Building?
Yeah, maybe the Empire State Building. I'm not too sure if that's what it is. I'm not overly familiar with New York architecture, aside from Empire State Building, but and Statue of Liberty and Twin Towers and that, but
So Bobby the Brain Heenan is trying to get in. Do we know why he's kept out? Was there like a?
There was a storyline I remember throughout this episode as to why, but I can't remember exactly. I'm sure it's being said here. I'm not too sure.
Well, he's there. The guy's telling him he's got to buy a ticket, and then he's telling him his son was in there. I think that he was telling him his son was in there. Because Bobby comes back multiple times throughout the night,
Right.
trying to get in. We'll see him later on in disguises, and
Yeah.
that's gonna be his
Classic
thing
Bobby. Yeah.
throughout the night, which is pretty funny. I remember watching this not too long ago. Remember I told you I was gonna start watching.
Oh yeah, you were watching them chronologically there.
Yeah. So I saw this live at the Manhattan Center NYC at the memorable.
And I
Manhattan
remember
Center.
this intro so well.
Oh yeah, look at the Macho Man, yeah. Vince and Rob Bartlett. How long does he last?
I think Bruce Pritchard has said that he's only there for like 3 months, maybe, before they replace him with is it Bobby the Brain Heenan comes into it. He was a stand-up comedian that they were trying to use, I think, just to kind of get some other viewers onto to check out their product, but the fans just did not dig him at all, and yeah, he was gone really quickly.
Yeah, I didn't like his commentary from what I remember seeing it. He wasn't that funny. Coco
Yeah.
Beware. Didn't he start off a match on the Royal Rumble we were watching last time in the watch along?
Yeah, he was he fought the Mountie.
Yeah, he did. No Bird this time?
Oh yeah, well, Yoko's there, right? You don't want to risk, getting the bird too close to Yoko. Then Yoko has a little snack pre-match.
Ooh.
Oh, Coco.
Coco
How about
Beware.
that? There's your trivia. Eh? The first wrestler entrance in Raw history is Coco Beware.
Fuck it. Hey Ryan, I think my camera went out for you, but it's all good. You should be watching Raw anyway.
Yeah, I can still hear you, so it's all good.
Yeah. Hopefully it fixes itself. Damn, Coco versus Yokozuna. That's
Yeah, this is where Yoko was taking on guys like your Jim Duggans, your Cocos, your like Repo Man, maybe like those guys that were like they weren't jobbers. They were technically superstars, but they were they were a big enough name to put him over, but not a big enough name to like threaten his like winning streaks, if you would.
yeah. We need to get on Ico Pro.
Yeah, that was great. I remember seeing those Ico Pros in all the magazines, on all the pay-per-views and stuff way back in the day before I don't know if Vince started it or if he bought into the company. I forget.
I'm pretty sure he bought into it because I've heard Pritchard talk about it.
Yeah, I remember him mentioning it at one point or another, yeah.
It's total loss, and he says a lot of their products kind of really sucked. They were more.
Yeah, it was just like that's like generic weight gain or muscle gain kind of product.
Mm-hmm. Who said it tasted like foot? Bret Hart?
I don't remember now.
I think it might have been Bret Hart.
May have been Brett.
In his book, he said it tasted like a foot. Hey man, don't get in the supplement business if you don't know what you're doing. Everyone does here in the States. It's not regulated.
Yeah, that's true. That's why so many people are getting popped all the time with for steroids and that, for tainted supplements, because it just toss in whatever.
Jessica Penne, recently, she's out for 4 years. She's going to try to take it to the courts.
Yeah, because she said that the people that she paid to test it found that it was tainted, and then USADA said, no, we tested it too, and it came back clean. So you got some explaining to do.
Yeah,
there's the beauty of love Yoko, eh?
Recently I saw like a video of him like 9 days before he died. He was bad. Like his eyes were like going like off.
Oh.
I don't know. It was weird. Like he was just in bad shape. He couldn't get up. It was on European TV.
Yeah, because he died in Europe, I think.
Okay.
I think
That makes sense. It was like 9 days before he died.
yeah, 'cause I think Pritchard on his show they talked about they did the Yokozuna episode. I think they talked about he was in Europe when he died.
I've definitely listened to that episode. Yokozuna outpowering Coco Beware.
God, even like, and this is the beginning of his run pretty much. Look how big he is here, eh?
Yeah, he's super fat, and WWE could never get him to regulate his weight. They even sent him to the University of Notre Dame to try to regulate his weight because they had, I guess, good nutritionists and
Yeah,
shit
like
like that.
they sent a couple guys there, and
Damn, I didn't realize how fat he was.
yeah, he's big.
Not only fat, but yeah, big.
Like he towers over Coco.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how tall Coco is. Because he doesn't look like a small dude.
No, he doesn't.
He could be, but no, the Yoko's even bigger than the referee.
The best was when they had Vader break Yokozuna's leg late in his run, and they had to use the forklift to get him out of the arena because
Fuck.
they didn't have that was the angle, right? Break his leg and stretcher him out, but WWE is like, well, if we put him on a stretcher, we're gonna need like a pretty big stretcher, so they just brought out the forklift and put him on a forklift with the flat on it and just took him out that way. I was like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing.
For a big man, he could move, man. Because like I've been watching TLC. Well, no, I've only saw those episodes last week, and they're like he's got a frame on him, so he's able to carry this much weight. But like
Yeah,
people his size, they're already giving up with their not them, but their frames are already giving up. They're bedridden. There's
yeah, like you look at guys like him and Rikishi. Rikishi was nowhere near as big as Yokozuna, but like you see those guys and how well they could move, for being the size that they were, and you got to think like just being active their whole life in the business.
Here comes the bonsai. The bonsai. Ryan, would you take a bonsai from Yokozuna?
No,
Do you think it smelled? He's got to have smelled.
oh, he has to.
Fat people smell no matter what. He's got to have smelled.
And like we were saying during the Royal Rumble episode, wrestlers aren't known exactly for the greatest laundry habits.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about it last week.
Ugh.
Imagine a
And there
bonsai
were
from this guy.
times when they were I think it was, oh, was it when Jim Cornette was there? They would demand like the King Kong Bundy style, like the extra count. I think Jim Cornette would say like count like to 5 because that was the King Kong Bundy thing.
Looked like he knew how to deliver it though.
I've seen a video where Yokozuna was taking on a straight up jobber, and the first thing to like when he does the bonsai drop, the first thing to hit is his ass on the guy's chest.
Oh,
there's
no.
no feet first, and when you see the guy's body just like go up and down, it's like, oh god, that had to hurt.
Yeah, no, this one looked like he took care of Coco.
Yeah.
You could see him kind of land first, and then still make it look good though. So it was
Yeah.
It was Brett versus Shawn at Survivor Series '92.
And that was for the
World
that's when
heavyweight,
Shawn was the
Intercontinental
champion.
versus-
Yeah.
Look at Macho with his super green bright suit.
Speaking of Macho,
Oh yeah, I got a badass fucking Macho Man toy. I went on the hunt. We were talking about him last week on a Royal Rumble episode, which was funny because I had just seen the toy that day or like a day before. Then we were watching the Royal Rumble and he came out and hit Ultimate Warrior on the head with the scepter to give Sergeant Slaughter the win. And then I decided to go out on the hunt on yesterday, Saturday, to Target, and boom, I found them. And I didn't have to fight anybody, which was great. It's always a great thing.
I love that it comes with the light though that he used to clock Warrior in the entranceway.
Yeah.
That's such a nice little added little piece that they put into that one.
They have the pointing up. They have two of the pointing up hands just in case I want to pose him with this, how he hit. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, Macho Man. And he points up just for no reason. And then the scepter. No, it's a badass figure. I need to open him and put him up on my display already. I'll do that later on today. What's Heenan saying over here?
Perfect horse manure.
Oh yes.
The Horseman promo?
Yeah.
Oh, because he's
This is where
he's,
Flair's yeah.
he's managing Heenan, right? Or sorry, he's
Yeah.
managing Hennig. Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, this is
Oh
where
no! This is Narcissus. Yeah, this is the Narcissus.
Yeah, because at Survivor Series the previous year was Macho Man and Mr. Perfect versus Razor Ramon and Ric Flair.
Before Lex.
Yeah, so this is where, because at this point was when or thereabout, Perfect had been retired because of his back injury, and he came out of retirement to team with Macho Man, because it's supposed to be Macho Man and Ultimate Warrior versus Ric Flair and Scott and Razor Ramon, and yeah, that was when Warrior just like walked out on the company, and they threw Perfect in, so Perfect all of a sudden became a baby face, and that's where Heenan had to find someone that would have been able to beat Mr. Perfect. So Narcissus.
We have the Steiners in the ring. They're coming to the ring, and who are these guys? The guys in black.
I have to look that up.
I don't know who they are. They're masked guys, and they're all in black. For those of you guys wondering, not watching along. Definitely jobbing out to the Steiners. Doink,
wow.
You can see Doink in the crowd in the background. I didn't notice that last time.
Look at that.
Yeah, the fans are fucking with him.
So that is the Executioners, Barry Hardy and Dwayne Gill, and Dwayne Gill would become famous as Gilbert back in the Attitude Era.
Okay.
So that's pretty fun.
So yeah, there we go. Now they're showing Doink, but they had him in the background earlier, fucking with the crowd.
Yeah, they got
He was with the fans.
So great.
But it's kind of taken so it's a jobber match. I didn't even know who these guys were. I know who the Steiners are, but I didn't know who the fucking these jobbers were.
The Executioners.
Yeah,
so they're called the Executioners, and they're like, come on, they don't look anything like what an executioner would look like, right?
Yeah, because I was gonna complain about Doink being in the crowd, but this is totally leading into the angle where he it's him and Crush, I think, at the time.
Him and Crush at WrestleMania, yeah, where they get the second Doink.
Yeah, I don't know why he's out here though, right now. It should lead into it.
He's like a mascot.
It's getting the crowd riled up. But taken away from the crowd. These Steiners are working the shit out of these fucking executioners. They're tossing them into the ropes, driving them into the fucking corner.
I might be wrong, but I think this is the Steiners' in-ring debut.
For WWE?
For WWF, yeah.
Hey, get the F out, man. Still got Doink in the background.
Let's see.
Damn, fucking some power by fucking Rick. Just catching the Conquistador and slamming him. Here we go. He's getting that hot tag on Scott. Scott with the sweet mullet.
So Rob Bartlett was a local radio DJ from the area, and he had no idea about anything about professional wrestling. So that kind of tells you how well this went over.
Mm. Yeah, these guys are. To me, it looks like the Steiners are working kind of stiff with these guys. But it's good. It's making it look real. Maybe not stiff, maybe just, a little snug.
Yeah.
We're working my style, and I'm leading because these guys wouldn't be able to get any offense anyway. Here we go. Steiner finisher. I forget what they call it. Ooh, Rick with the bulldog off of the shoulders of Scott Steiner for the finisher. 1, 2, 3. There you go, guys. That's your go home.
I didn't realize how jacked Scott was even at this point.
Don't forget about Rick. But yeah, no, Scott's definitely. He's always been jacked.
For some reason, I thought he only really got jacked when he was turned more heel. But
see, I don't know why he gets so much. I think he just got cut, super cut, and maybe a little bit bigger, but it wasn't that much drastic of a change. I would say maybe the hair and the goatee, yeah. But
Yeah.
he started doing that a little bit before with the goatee and stuff. And here's Bobby outside. Oh yeah, okay. So he's trying to get to his her son, pretending Bob Bartlett.
Oh, Rob Bartlett's
yeah,
nephew. Yeah.
Boom. He figures out it's Bobby the Brain.
Oh, I love Bobby the Brain him so much, man.
Ooh, Razor. Up next, special interview, Razor Ramon. I should have looked up the card. Oh, here we go. Damn. I need that shirt, Ryan.
That Razor shirt?
Yeah, that Razor shirt. Look at it.
Yeah.
So many colors, dude.
That's like late. That screams late 80s, early 90s, though, eh? Like,
yeah, 100%. Fake ass chains. These chains cannot be real.
Get out of here, fake chains.
I'm sorry, the real chains.
This is the golden opportunity you've been waiting for. Meeting the Hitman Bret Hart for the W.
Okay, now I remember what's going on here. Because we've covered this match. Either me or you or me or Jesus.
Yeah, we did this one.
Yeah, this is going to... I forget. Damn, why does... Razor gets fast-tracked into here because of Sid or Hogan?
He gets fast-tracked because there was no one really at this point in time. Like, Hogan was gone from the company at this time. They didn't... He does come back for WrestleMania and everything, but at the time he was gone and no one really knew what was happening. Warrior was supposed to have a shot with Brett, but he walked out of the company. Flair was gone at this point or was leaving.
I think they have a
and they just
loser leaves town match, him and Perfect, on this Raw. Is it?
Yeah. No. Yeah. He just kind of got pushed because they needed a bad guy for Bret Hart, so they fast tracked him to the top.
Yeah, so he got... This was, I think he came out in red trunks. We get to see his badass mannerisms. I think he throws a toothpick at the kid.
Yeah.
Because
Brett gives him the glasses, so he gives him the toothpick.
Yeah. Classic. What Royal Rumble do you want to do next?
Ooh, I don't know.
93? Oh, okay. They're showing him attacking.
Oh, look at the Rougeau.
What?
I love how Owen couldn't see the attack coming, though.
Yeah,
right?
right. It came from his front.
In front of him.
Maybe a little bit from his peripheral, but no, it was kind of like it came from the side a little bit. It wasn't even that.
Even Rougeau should have been like, "Hey, what's this guy doing running at you?"
Yeah.
Give the guy some heads up.
Yo, dude, there's a giant coming at you, bro.
Oh man, I love those old backstage segments.
Was that the reason that he got the face? Was that their reasoning, the kayfabe, that he got the face?
Yeah, I think he attacked Owen to kind of get under Brett so that Brett would challenge him, or he would be able to get to face Brett one way or another.
You can't do nothing about it, Chico.
Yeah, he was so good, man.
It's funny how believable he was when I was a kid. When you grow up.
Oh, I know, eh?
And then I grew up and I'm like, that guy's not fucking Latin at all. Damn, toothpick to the owner of the company. What a badass.
That's not the owner of the company. That's just the commentator guy.
Yeah, sorry. Well, not for another 3 years.
Yeah.
4 years. Will people figure out the truth?
Yeah, these old Raws too. Like, I love that they were all almost like the ECW feel of only being in the one place for the longest time, and then decided to start doing more like the touring show.
What?
Well, they always did all their Raws at the Manhattan Center for the first however long, and then they decided, we're going to be on the road here, so we'll do the Raw here kind of deal.
Okay.
And it's like how ECW was always in Philadelphia and all that.
Kind of like the NXT takeovers. We do a full sale, but when you guys kind of reverse. But when you guys do pay-per-views, we'll go do our pay-per-view on Saturday, and then you guys will do your
Right.
pay-per-view on Sunday.
Yeah.
Except for this takeover, because it's I guess they're trying to not branch out, but they're doing their own little thing. And NXT takeovers, damn, look at the shots by Max Moon. It's kind of saved for he's shooting out streamers. Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh man.
I hate that the Canadian network doesn't have everything. Why doesn't it?
I don't know why it doesn't have everything, and I don't know if it's only because it's through the cable systems or what. But yeah, because like if I go on to like the WWE app, I can see all the content, but I can't access it on the app. You can only access it through the network, and in order to access through the network, you have to have a cable company, so you can't find. Like I have every Raw. I saw every Raw, but I just can't watch it. But if I go to the network and I type it in, nothing comes up. So yeah, and even like some of the pay-per-views are like, oh, we have all these pay-per-views, all these, all that, and I'm like, nah, I don't.
It doesn't have them on the network?
No, like I have, like I go through like spurts. Like I'll have like a bunch of the early Rumbles, and then some of like the late '90s, and then like the early 2000s I don't have, but then the late 2000s I have.
So weird. I wonder why they do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get like some of them. Maybe if they have like Chris Benoit in it, you don't want to show him for obvious reasons. I can see why Vince would take some of those off or edit them or do something, but still, like put them on there. They got to just go to direct streaming. I think all across the board.
Yeah. So Max Moon versus Shawn Michaels. The match started already. Nice arm drag by Shawn. For those of you guys that don't know, Max Moon is Conan K-Dog.
And I didn't realize how big Conan was until just recently. I was listening to, I think it was What Happened When, and they were talking about he's the Mexican Hulk Hogan over there.
Yeah, no, he was 100% famous. I didn't know that either till maybe after his WCW run. That's how I figured it out. And then I got a little bit more into Conan and not like got into him. I just did a little bit more research to figure out who he was, because he was doing Lucha Underground. He was like, and he was also promoting AAA. Like they were doing like a co-promotion thing, and then at some point it kind of fell through. But he was super big in AAA, and I think he still has. I think he's always been a part of AAA, to be honest.
Okay.
Either as ownership or background, and wrestling over here in WCW, which quick transition, R.I.P. La Parka, or a.k.a. La Park, for those of you guys that don't know, there is a difference. So I'll get into it. La Parka being one of my favorites back in the day for WCW games, because he came out with a chair. They gave him a chair.
And the dances that he would do.
Yeah,
were awesome.
His taunts were awesome. He'd fucking do the he'd play the guitar on the fucking on the thing. They were a little long, but if you got them off, it gave you a lot of special in your meters, so that was always awesome.
Right, yeah.
So the story with La Parka is, so R.I.P. Jesus Alfonso Escobazo Huerta. That's La Parka right now. He took over, I believe, in 2006, early mid 2000s, I believe. I'm not sure exactly when, but it's not the same La Parka that people know from WCW. The people that watch WCW and know La Parka from WCW, he is La Park now. Or in Mex, it's spelled La Park with a capital K, but in Spanish you say it Ka, so it's La Parka. So it's the same. It's just how you pronounce it. So it's still La Parka, but he can't use the spelling. So what happened was, he was with AAA while working with WCW, or he had he got famous there. Went back to Mexico after WCW was done. Was working over there, but then he signed with CMLL, the rival company to AAA. AAA they were fine with La Parka working with the name. Everywhere else except their rival company. Don't work with my fucking rival company because that's money. You're taking money out of my pocket. You can go get famous everywhere else and bring us notoriety. We got Doink in the crowd still.
Yeah, Doink still getting in with the crowd.
Yeah.
I love it.
So they were fine with it till he went to CMLL. Then the lawyers got involved and they gave him a cease and desist. And then that's when this La Parka came into fruition or performer. And I'm not trying to take anything away. I'm just trying to clear up any confusion that there might be. Again, R.I.P. and all due respect to Jesus Alfonso Escobaza Huerta, the
and I'm
newest La Parka.
Found a lot, like, after, I think we had talked about La Parka and all that not that long ago. So I think he was sick or something, and we had started talking about it. And it got me looking into the guys like Sin Cara, how when he went to WWE, the WWE trademarked it so that they now can do Sin Cara with whoever they want.
Yes.
How Rey Mysterio Jr. just dropped the Junior and just kind of like took over his dad's role or his uncle's role, whichever it was. So I kind of found that to be kind of interesting how they kind of keep the character going as best they can.
Well, they put the mask back on Rey. If everyone remembers WCW, they
yeah, that's right.
They unmasked Rey and Nash unmasked him.
Yeah, that's right.
They were calling him the Giant Killer because he had beaten Nash, and I think he had beaten the Giant, and they were giving him a big push. And then Nash unmasked him.
Yeah, he got.
Damn you, Ryan!
Yeah.
You hate luchadors, you bastard.
Yeah, I got the mask off of Juventud. I got it off of who else was it?
You cut
fucking Psychosis lost his mask. Yeah, I took them all.
You cut fucking Eddie's hair in that hair versus hair match.
Yeah, that's right.
Bastard. No, so the La Parka that died, he died because of an injury sustained in an actual wrestling match. He did.
That's right. Was that the one where he like went into the barricade kind of?
Yeah, and I put up a video. There's a video of probably it might have been taken down because of how you can see a man get paralyzed and later on die because of that.
Yeah, that was just recently too, like a few months ago.
Yeah. So what happened was he did a dive out to the outside, and I remember watching it a couple times. I don't remember if the wrestler moved, but I read that he did because people were giving the other guy shit. But La Parka hit the barricade with his head and then like face planted down. Like it was all in one motion. It was kind of just like a dive. It almost like he hit the bottom of the rail and the bottom of the top of the floor, the concrete.
He hit really weird. Yeah.
And there's no mats on the outside, and he was, I guess, instantly paralyzed, and he died. This happened maybe 2 months ago, maybe a month ago.
And this is I think that might have been the same organization where there was a guy that had done a jump to the outside, and it was just a botch, and the guy landed right on his skull, and the guy like a fractured skull from smashing his head off the ground. Like it was. I don't know why they don't put mats down. Like it's
especially when lucha libre is all about fucking flips and jumps and doing all those high spots. Because go back and watch that Yokozuna match, 100% selling. That's all it was. Coco fucking selling for Yoko and then getting the bonsai in the face. But yeah, R.I.P. La Parka. I think the other La Park still wrestles because at one point he was La Parka Jr., but I think they even gave him a cease and desist for that. And also, a little history to La Parka. The history to the different colors of La Parka is because of the cease and desist. So he couldn't wear the black and white, so he started wearing black and yellow, black and red. And then
that was the best part with those old WCW games. You could change up their gear.
Yeah, black and silver. He started wearing black and silver as well because of the cease and desist. And then later on, like I said, changed the junior out of his name. And, R.I.P. to the other La Parka, though. I just want to clear shit up, because people don't know.
They don't.
So you recently came out of Sheamus the other day.
Yeah. I got cleaned myself up. The hair was sticking up, and I'm like, hey, look at me go. I just don't have the H, so the WWE can't sue me. I have the accent on the E. Okay. Like how my son's name is spelled.
So Sean wins. I don't know. I missed what he.
It was weird. Yeah, he used to have like Sweet Chin music he would use, but his old finisher, as you saw in this match here, was just a back body drop.
Okay.
So that's all he does. He just picks just your everyday back body drop 1, 2, 3. That was it. But because he hit Sweet Chin Music and doesn't go for the pin because he has to hit the more devastating body drop.
He left with his teal belt. How do you feel about that? Ooh, a Mania commercial.
Now, there's an exciting new reason to rise and shine. WWF Mania. The whole family will love our stunning superstars. Candid interviews. And of course,
Brett.
tons of great wrestling action. WWF Mania. More joking than a cup of coffee. And it's 100%
Oh, okay. Exactly. I
caffeine.
can't hear it. I'm trying to figure out what you were, if that was
Sorry,
something new or not. But when I heard WWF, it's obviously an old one.
Yeah, it's a super old commercial. They got Damien Demento versus The Undertaker still to come. I don't know if they took it. They might have taken that out from yours. The commercial.
Yeah, the commercial's not. Yeah. No, there's another Bobby the Brain segment here. Now he's an Orthodox Jew.
Here, let me catch up to your Orthodox Jew part.
Okay.
Do you want to pause it real quick?
Yeah, I'll pause you there. Yeah. Oh, where is it? There it is. Yeah.
They can catch us up too on the Orthodox Jew. Because I have Mean Gene was talking about the Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't get any of those classic commercials like WWF Mania.
Yeah, and then Sean's talking about something. I don't know. He had his belt.
Teal belt though. That's very very Ultimate Warrior-esque.
Let's see. Okay. Now he's in the Orthodox Jew outside.
Okay.
Hold up. It's gonna. Yeah, I guess it was showing. That's what it was doing. It's showing the entrance into the Royal Rumble. Sorry, I'm about to get there. It's the promo right before it Hacksaw's talking.
Nuggets kind of match. Because if it moves, you nail it. No friend, all foes out there. I'm going to tell you folks.
It's about to lead into the
I'm not going to
segment.
guarantee I'll win the match, but I guarantee I'll give you 110%. Tough guy.
Oh.
Don't forget there's even more prestige in
Come on, lead into it already.
Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. Speaking. At 4 p.m.
All right, cool. Mean Gene, we get it. The Royal Rumble.
Inside here.
Oh, there we go. You can press
Yes, I got
play.
to get inside there. I got to see.
Oh, there we go.
Back. What's the problem? I got to see my nephew. His name is Ron Bartlett.
His name is Ron Bartlett. I got to get inside. Now the fans are outside now too. They know what's going
Yeah, I
on.
love that the fans like. Why would they be outside when they yeah, it makes no sense to have fans out there unless they just couldn't get tickets. Unless it's got to be all staged guys, obviously. Like
Yeah.
what am I saying?
Pulled out the beard.
Yeah.
Anyways, I gotta get inside. I gotta get in there. I gotta no, please, you gotta understand. I gotta get the roof. Taylor, the roof.
The roof.
Be away on the roof.
This Sunday, New York City. American Wrestling. Gene Okerlund, Bobby the Brain Heenan, 12 noon, USA Network. I don't know what that was for. Tickets still available for... There's the promo. That's what Conrad and Bruce always talk about, how they were always good at self-promotion. And then
Yeah.
kind of gets annoying,
Yeah,
but hey, whatever.
And that was even like what's his name? Tony Schiavone always talks about how when he went from WWF back to WCW, he's like, why don't we have a magazine? Why don't we have this? Why don't we promote promote everything you can on the shows? Promote everything you can. And they were just like, why? We're good. We're doing fine. We're making money. We're doing what we have to do. Don't worry. And he's like, they're making more because they're doing this. Like,
Mm-hmm. I should get one of those Macho Man hits.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to start looking into memorabilia now. Maybe get a pair of boots from these guys.
Who are you kidding? You know for sure that you're going to be getting the Ric Flair robe.
Thousands of dollars, dude. They're like $3,000.
Conrad was saying that one of the ones that he has is 15,000, and it can sell for up to 25,000 for some people.
Yeah. Why are they picking on Kamala?
This is where Kamala turns face.
He just gotten beaten at Survivor Series by the Undertaker in the first ever coffin match. He got hit in the head with the urn.
Right,
Tossed in the
right.
coffin. Undertaker!
Kamala was so good.
So his managers were picking on him, and now they're fucking up the guy that came out to try to save him.
Slick. Was it
Is that
Slick
what it is?
Whipple?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like
And then I think it's Kimchi was the guy with the mask on. I think that was Harvey Whippleman.
Kamala's deciding what to do. Uh-oh. Kamala's mad. Oh, chop to the stomach. How good of a wrestler was Kamala? Not good at all.
He was. I think he was the one of those more like with the attraction guys, right? Of like the 70s, 80s, late 70s into the 80s. Just kind of get out there. He's a big gimmick that he was a heel. Just go out there, beat the guy, and that was about it.
Here's your dude right here.
Damien Demento.
Yep, your guy right here.
This guy, like, so, sometimes if you like when you hear someone's name from back in the day, like a Max Moon, that ends up being Conan. When you hear Damien Demento and you don't know who he is, you think, "Oh, I wonder who he becomes," and then you see him, like, oh, he becomes nobody.
Yeah, no, that guy's nobody. Like with my friend Frankie, I asked him, like, "Hey, do you know who I'm choking out in the picture?" And he's like, "Nope." And I'm like, "That's Conan, dude." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yep, that's K-Dog." Not a lot of people know him as Max Moon.
No.
Well, Vince didn't know what to do with him, so he just fucking threw him under a mask and gave him that stupid ass gimmick.
And that was the thing with like a lot of those guys back in the day. Like there was like Just Incredible when he was brought into WWF back in the day. They didn't know really what to do with him, but they whoever it was that had found him said, like, "This guy's so good. He's athletic. He can move. He's also." And they found out that he's Portuguese, so they just called him Aldo Montoya, the Portuguese Man of War. And they put the mask on him, and like the ridiculous, like I think it was like teal, red, and yellow. And all right, go at it. And like you can't get over, right? Like when you wear a mask, for some reason you weren't allowed to cut a promo back then.
Yeah. So Damien Demento's demented, right?
Yeah.
By demons? Is that what's wrong?
I think so. Yeah,
Is that why his hair's like that? Because of demons?
That's because he pissed off the barber.
Gangbangers get shags. That looks like a shag to me.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a gangbanger, though.
No, he doesn't.
He's trying to get the Undertaker. He's trying to get the big man off his feet here. Tossing him against the ropes. Horrible faceplant by the Undertaker. But I'll give him a pass because it's early on. Undertaker! That was horrible! Mean Mark Callis?
Yeah. I feel like Damien Demento was almost like the precursor to the Berserker from back in the day.
I don't remember the Berserker.
He was like a Viking style kind of guy. He came with like the horned helmet and everything. He, I think, turned in. I think he may have been one of the Harris brothers, or the Harris brothers took the Berserker gimmick and turned it into the Blue brothers, Jacob and Eli Blue.
Do you remember the guy that they brought for the Undertaker that was dressed all in white?
What do you mean?
Later on, that was all white hair, white suit.
Oh, Mordecai.
Yeah, there you go. That guy was sucked.
That was one of those guys too. Like you look at that gimmick and you're like so much potential, but then it's like the Undertaker, right? You put the Undertaker gimmick on someone else and he's not going 30 years strong.
Mm-hmm. Man, Damien Demento's kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to throw a punch, but it wasn't there. It was just he was trying to do an Irish whip into a punch, but
yeah,
it looked
but you know
super
what's
weak.
funny? Those bad punches that he throws are still kind of better than that guy from AEW.
Oh, shots fired by Ryan.
Actually, I heard that guy actually wasn't even like a wrestler. He was just like an extra.
It was a local guy.
Yeah, they just tried to hire some extra help. They learned their lesson.
Yep.
Stick to the talent you have.
Undertaker wins 1, 2, 3. He was going to attack Damien, but Paul Bearer gets him under control with the urn. He even pulls his hair.
Paul Bear for mayor in '93.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that has the sign. The people guys got the signs out there.
Woody Allen and Mia Farrow. Where? On Raw? The next week?
There.
Here we go. Doink.
Oh, and Doink likes to make children cry, not laugh, and Crush has warned you about that.
He warned me about what?
Making children cry.
Hey, if they don't have a sense of humor, that's their problem. If I laugh, that's all that matters.
If I laugh, that's all that matters.
You're not going to heed the warning of Crush then.
Let me tell you, if he came out here
Here comes
right
Crush,
now,
the big
he
Hawaiian.
would be crying.
Hey, brother!
I would be laughing.
You don't make the kids
Hold on,
cry.
Excuse me, Mr. Doink. I'd like for you to meet Crush. Pardon me, Crush. Who's laughing now?
Hey, bro, before you put your size 14 shoe in your size 20 mount, you better look over both shoulders, bro. You got that? This was just a warning, bro.
Bruh.
If I get you touching anyone else, playing your stupid jokes that only you're laughing at on anyone else.
Crush's finisher was the head crusher, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You got that, brother?
Ah! Doink brings out the water gun and shoots him in the face. And then runs away. Waka waka. I remember Crush growing up. I think he
Yes.
sucks now. But growing
Oh, yeah.
up, I remember
Crush
him.
was so good back in the day.
Yeah, when you're a kid, it's believable. Not right now. But like even now, it's like, why was he over back then? I don't get it now.
Attempting to get inside. Well, I've got some good news for him. Excuse me, Bobby.
Bobby on the roof.
I know. I just got word. You can go on up. You're welcome. Go. Yes, you're on the way. No, let him go. Let him go. Have a good time up there, Bobby.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. There's
All right.
your first ever Raw.
That's the first ever Raw, I guess. I like Raw. 93.
Did Crush have the best mullet in wrestling history?
I didn't even notice his mullet, but
It's
it
up
was a
there.
super mullet. Super mullet. You know who's I like? Or who I think is a super mullet? Ming. Or is it Ming from the head shrinkers?
Yeah. I have to go and check that. Look.
It's just because it's so curly, but it's like grah, like it looks like it's
The
strong.
only other ones I can think of that might be in comparison to Crush's mullet would be like the Nasty Boys.
See, like those are all feathered and straight haired. Ming had that curl to it, so
Yeah.
it looked like it was like a ramen back there. It looked like he had like a black ramen back there. It was crazy.
A little ramen back there. I like that. Yeah. So that was Raw. What would you say? There was if you tuned in back in '93, you think you would have kept watching?
They gave us Undertaker. They gave us Shawn. It was all.
Yeah.
They gave us Yoko. It was
You got Yoko, you got Coco Beware, you had like some entertainment with Bobby the Brain Heenan, Macho Man on commentary.
Razor Ramon tease.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
saw
remember
like for an hour product, right? Like, and they can only put so much out there. And in this was your first time kind of seeing like even Max Moon, like these were superstars. These weren't just like the back in the day where it would be like a jobber. Like they'd have, like here's Steve Smith coming out to fight Shawn Michaels and like be like a 2-minute match and that was it. And like here you actually saw two superstars fighting, which is kind of different.
All right, so that was the ending of that. Let's get a little bit of news going. Maybe get the hour out of the way, just so it rounds out into an hour, and then we can,
Yeah,
then
sure.
we can get out of here. You can get to your kids.
Yeah, they missed me apparently. I can hear them screaming about something.
I think they were fighting earlier, right? They were Royal Rumbling themselves.
Well, that's what they do now. Eh? They say, "Hey, do you want to go wrestle?" And they just run. They just basically just clothesline each other and fall down.
Oh no, I bet Mom hates that.
She actually says, "You guys want to go wrestle so she can do dinner or clean up or something?" She's like,
Okay.
"Yeah, you guys go wrestle, do your thing." So I'm teaching Connor how to sell.
Nice.
Like, Connor, here, come here. I'm going to show you how to fake punch, and then you have to get to sell like this. And I just pretend, and before I put my hand back, and he just like falls down. Like, well, that's not good. That's called a botch.
Yeah. So we did this episode, and actually it's been a year. It was not a year. It's anniversary. It's been 27 years since the first Raw. Yeah, they had
Yep.
they had the 25th anniversary like 2 years ago.
Yeah, 27 years yesterday.
Holy shit! So yeah,
And what was it? Was 22 years this past week for Thunder also.
ugh. That's one of the reasons WCW died.
Yeah, one of the many.
Yeah, one of the. But to be honest, I think if that wouldn't have come into existence, they would have had so much money available. I don't think it would have gone down the way it would have gone down.
No, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, for people that are wondering what we're talking about, when Thunder came into existence, it wasn't a Eric Bischoff idea. It wasn't a wrestling idea or a wrestling management idea. It came down from the upper heads of TBS, or I think it's Turner Broadcasting.
Turner, yeah. Like someone from Turner said we want to do a second show. Bischoff said there's no way, we don't have enough manpower. Blah 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 blah. And then he told everyone, like all the performers, all the commentators, everyone. He goes, the only way that we do a second show is if Ted Turner himself tells me we're doing one. And then like a week later, he walked in and said, okay, guys, we're doing a second show. So I guess Ted Turner talked to him.
Mm-hmm. So that happened. And I guess the last bit of news, I don't think we talked about the Tessa Blanchard thing on here.
Yeah, she's in a lot of hot water right now.
Yeah, so Tessa Blanchard, hey, women, try supporting one another. Cool things happen. And then she got other women coming at her, pretty much calling her out on her bullshit, saying that she's talked shit about them, she's held people down, she's racist, she spit in African American lady's face, I think, or I'm not sure, but she called him the N-word.
I think it was Black Rose is her name.
Okay.
There was I'm not too familiar with the WoW product, but there was, I think, 3 or 4 female wrestlers. I think at least 2, I think, were black, and yeah, they said like, yeah, she spit in my face and dropped the N-bomb, and it's like, she comes out and says, I never did that, and everyone else said, yeah, we were there, you did it.
Yeah, so it's not like only like a thing between two. Like it's not between Tessa and this one person. It's multiple people, multiple sources coming out and accusing her of the same thing, pretty much.
Yeah, she's using her name kind of thing as like a power because, you know, being a Blanchard and like her dad's Tully, her stepdad's Magnum TA, so it's like she's got like a lot of big name history in her family, right? So she feels entitled, and they're not letting her get away with it.
Yeah, what people are saying is it sucks because she's on the verge of getting a title shot for the, I think, TNA Men's Heavyweight Championship, or they're like pushing her really heavy, and she's facing men and shit like that. So
yeah, she fought Ricochet once.
Yeah, so people are like, what the hell with the timing? But, you know, if she's a piece of shit, you know, she's a piece of shit. They won't be denying that.
You got to believe that Vince is kind of happy that he ended up not committing to her back in the day.
She was on the Mae Young tournament.
Yeah, she was, back 2016, 2017, something like that.
Yeah, she made it pretty far, but because of rumors and stuff of her backstage thing and her being a bitch and not getting along with people, I think that's the reason that they did it.
Yeah. And now you're seeing all this stuff coming out, you're probably really happy. Vince is saying, thank God we didn't have this train wreck on our hands right now, because, yeah, it's not something that they want to have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Have you been watching NXT?
A little bit. Now that it's off the network, now that it's live and everything, I don't get to see as much, but I try to catch up as much as I can.
So Toni Storm came back the other day and challenged Rhea Ripley, and then all the other girls came out and started challenging her, but Toni Storm has such a fat ass, dude.
I know, I love Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I love Rhea Ripley too. I wish they would stop diking her up so much, because she's pretty hot. But
yeah.
NXT's pretty good. I forgot who's going for the U.S. title, or the North American title that they're probably going to put it on. Keith Lee's going for it.
And how about with NXT, Adam Cole taking home Wrestler of the Year for 2019?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty cool accolade that he got. He had some badass matches going in, like with the Johnny Gargano.
Speaking of Gargano, Finn came out yesterday and cut a promo on Gargano, and then so Gargano came out, started talking about Finn, and then Finn came out and he's like, We shouldn't call you Johnny Wrestling. We should call you Johnny Promo from now on, because that's all you seem to be doing nowadays.
That's good.
Yeah. So they're doing good stuff with Finn over here on NXT. I just wish that the eyes that Raw and SmackDown would get, NXT would get, and AEW would get. AEW and NXT are the shows that deserve the views, but since Raw and SmackDown have been staples for so long, they already get the views.
They get that big network push, right? Like,
yeah.
Even, and it's funny, I'm not the biggest AEW guy. I do kind of find it more like the glorified TNA from back in the mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
I find it to be a little bit better product from what I've seen, but I don't get, like, they're showing like these pictures and saying like, oh, they can't sell out, and it shows like this like half empty arena. But if you look at where the pictures are being taken from, those are where there's rarely people sitting anyway.
Yeah.
Like, they're selling out 7,000 of 10,000 seats, but that's kind of what WWE would be doing at the exact same venue because of your entranceway, because of this and that. So it's funny to see people just shitting on it for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, like, no, what's real funny, Ryan, is so I've been part of groups for a little bit of and you have too, but like before AEW was a thing, this was a thing for WWE, and people would be like, oh, look at the low attendance, they're dying, they can't even fill up arenas, and then they show pictures, and then people are like, what time are you taking the picture? And look where you're taking the picture. That's the camera side. That's where the camera doesn't show, so they set up. Like, I've been to shows where they do so. Like, I'm not saying that the seats weren't available, but some of those sections are sectioned off for the production and camera. There and in UFC also has sections that they section off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and if you can angle it and make it seem like they did not sell a whole section out. Like,
well, it's funny too because they keep on saying like, oh, like attendance is down. I mean, back in the Attitude Era, it would be selling out. It's like you can't compare that. You can't compare the Attitude Era to that to what's happening now. Much like you can't compare the golden era of the '80s to the early '90s and that kind of like. It's an ebb and flow, right? Like, things come, things go, and that's it.
AEW is having a show here downtown, and every show that they've had here in Chicago, and I know Chicago, like I said, mentioned earlier, with Second City, blah, 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 but they've sold out right away. They sell out the day of within hours, and it's like...
Yeah, those first few AEW shows, I remember they were talking about, like, I don't know if it was necessarily the pay-per-view, if it was the actual the TV show, but they were saying like they had the tickets go on sale, and within hours they're gone.
Yep. So like when people are like, "Oh, AEW's failing," I'm like, I don't know, man. You guys can complain and hate all you want. I like all wrestling, and I'm gonna keep watching. Like I said, I'm gonna go watch NXT Takeover UK after this. When I probably when I'm eating, I'm gonna go heat up some of that chicken parmesan I made.
Nice.
Or chicken marinara. Sorry, not parmesan. I use provolone and mozzarella. Made my own marinara sauce.
Nice.
Then cook the chicken to perfection, like always. None of that dry, hard shit that I saw in Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. You're watching all those guys screw up, and you're taking notes. I got this.
Yeah, I'm like, I could run a restaurant.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan. Today's a short one. It was a fan request. I didn't realize how short it was. We'll figure out what Royal Rumble to do. Probably, let's see, 93, since this was leading up to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that works good. Yeah, we'll because we just did what 90? We just did 92 or 91?
91.
Yeah.
With the Macho Man, yeah.
Yeah.
The Macho King. Sorry, Macho King.
Because 92 was like that famous one there where Flair wins the title. Everyone kind of knows that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll roll into the 1993 Royal Rumble. Brett and Razor for the title there, and 30 men over the top rope.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and we forgot to mention, join us Sundays now. Me and Ryan will be coming at you Sundays, either early or later on. Probably early. We'll just get it out of the way early.
Yeah.
And then
who knows? We'll after Conrad Chidas over here starts getting some more guys on his on his network.
For right now, I think I'm good, but they better bring some heat if they want to come on the network.
Well, you got to think like Conrad's got JR, so you can get the King.
Yeah. I need to get
Jerry Lawler.
I need to get Joey Styles. Oh my God!
There you go. You get Mike Tenay.
Yeah, Matt Stryker.
Matt Stryker, there's the name, eh?
Get all the other commentators.
Oh, that'd be great.
that Conrad doesn't want to. That he doesn't want his scraps.
Connor doesn't want to. Yeah, you get the leftovers.
Yeah. All right, Ryan. It was fun. Thanks a lot for joining me. Like I said, 93 is probably next week.
Sounds good.
Any last words for your Packers? They're probably going home today, so
Well, they're playing at home, so it's all good.
Oh, they're probably just gonna stay there then. They don't have to leave.
They don't go traveling.
Yeah, no more traveling for them. They're good.
Go Pack, go.
So if they win, who might they face?
If they win, they play San Francisco in San Francisco next weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
San Fran was undefeated for a while, weren't they?
Yeah, they were 8-0.
All right, well.
And they beat the Packers in the regular season too. So.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was something like 34-7. It was a beatdown. It was ugly.
All right, Ryan. I love you, buddy. I'll see you next time on the Full Heel Podcast. And yeah, peace out. It's 33 seconds, Ryan. You gotta wait for the song to end. Maybe we should make an outro song that's a little bit shorter.
Yeah, just have the rewrites do something special for you.